Hi, welcome to class. We're the only two right now, but the other ones will show up eventually, right? I hate my life. I hate my life. And Professor Sunreis Productions! Hello class, Professor Sunreis here. Today we have a replay analysis of Brave Virtual World with this Mystic Mindburn. And the match was quite interesting because I did a misplay and I thought, oh, I could do like a little lesson out of it because I didn't take into consideration what my opponent was playing and I was just on autopilot. So stuff like this happen, especially if you're playing online and you're a little unconcentrated, interacting with chat, something like that. But secondly, I wanted to showcase you guys a deck which completely shits on Mystic Mindburn. Of course, Mystic Mindburn is like completely out of the meta because of the Brave engine, but you're still going to play against it. And if you want to have like an insanely good matchup against it, just play Brave Virtual World. We have Dracoback, we have Griffin Rider, we have Chucha. That's like insane amount of hate against a Brave Virtual World, against Mystic Mind, sorry. So if you hate this deck like I do, just play Brave Virtual World. You're still playing an insane combo deck with an insane grind game and an insane matchup against Mystic Mindburn. So without further ado, let's just get right into the replay. So here we are in the replay. We have Seraph 103 with 730, with me, Sunreis, what was it, 780 at the time. So opening hand are, as you can see, he's playing Mindburn, Darkrai, Duality, MST, Trio, and Mystic Man. And we have Griffin, Foolish, Kringlong, Lily, and Kowloon. Good thing about Virtual World is that it actually has a pretty good matchup against Mystic Mindburn, thanks to Chucha. And having the Brave Engine on top of it is just completely insane because Brave Engine itself is just the complete hard counter to Mindburn. Like you have Dracoback to bounce it, you have an Omni Negate in the engine, so it's pretty good. So let's get into the play. I won the die roll. Of course, I don't know what I'm playing against. I only know it's 40 cards, so I'm just do basic combo lines. I start with the Enchantress here, with the Foolish, because I always have a full combo with like Kowloon plus Lily. So I can just set up the Brave Engine completely, and I can always use the level 3 body the engine gives me to just extend my plays, so it's not like I'm wasting like some engine piece or something. We use the adventure here to bait a negate on it because it's like an amazing time to just get this ogre and while you have Griffin in hand, and we can always just send the Kringlong because we don't really need it and use it. We could theoretically use it if our Kowloon gets ashed. Or our Lily gets ashed to actually get a name on the field, but it doesn't happen because of course we're playing against Mindburn. We activate Kowloon, send the Chucha here, send Nian Kringlong, so we have follow up for next turn guaranteed with the Kringlong. Use the Enchantress to summon here, and then use the Nian to get that. I wanted to get on the Crystal Wing ASAP with the Dracoback, so we went with the Coral Dragon. The Nian, we don't get the shuffling back, but we still have that, and then we can use Kringlong to search ourselves a Lulu or a Lau, and we can basically end on everything we want. With the E-Tally draw, we can now end on an Ogre next to it, so we can discard the Dracoback, which is pretty cool. Discard Dracoback, re-equip it, that's always good, especially against Mindburn, which I didn't know I was playing against yet. Lulu target Chucha. We can send, we can add a GG and send a Kowloon, and that way we have GG access for follow-up, send a Chucha, summon that, Chucha on any of these, go for Shen, and then we can set an E-Tally and go for that. It's a little risky playing into like a combination of Nip plus any hand trap, but he would have done that on the Summon of Tolkien anyways, because yeah, that's just how you do it. Because if he doesn't do it and we set something and we activate Tolkien and he chains everything, he's not actually. We still have a Crystal Wing. So our end board is a Crystal Wing, a Griffin Rider, Shen, Chucha, and we get the follow up of a Lulu in hand, Kringlong in grave. So that's pretty insane. These are our banished. So we are basically we have the God combo. He draws for turn of Prosperity, which is pretty good. He starts off with an MST, making me think, okay, I'm playing against Striker. He hits the Chucha. I'm like, okay, that's fine for me. Against Striker, Chucha is not that great anyways. Let's just let that resolve. We, of course, chain the Chucha to recycle because it's just free. Why wouldn't we do it? Shuffle back a Chucha and a Nian. We do that so we have another Chucha, of course, and the Nian so we can recycle other cards. He activates the duality, and I think at this point we know that he's on mine, probably. Extravagance, nah, we could still be on something else. He could theoretically still be Flunder. I thought at this point, okay, this is a Flunder, just because Mind Burn is not on my head. And theoretically, you could Judgment main deck, and Flundery's just not that good. He here used Prosperity, and we let this all go through. Because there's no reason to use the Griffin Rider on that, especially with 4 cards in hand, and if he added a Judgment. Now we definitely know he's on the Mind Burn. He of course takes the Demise of the land, but that's not gonna do enough because he can basically only set his cards now. He activates mine. We negate that with with Griffin Rider. I don't know why we don't shuffle it back. Okay. He sets everything, Judgment, Trio, Dark Bribe, but we have basically game on board already. So there's nothing which could happen to us. He just admits defeat because we have the Draco back. Good card, good card. So game 2, we decided to, at this point we still have the Twin Twister in the side deck, which was insane. We cut those out because they were just not good enough. So this is a game where I don't think, let's see what happens. He starts off with a duality. He's getting a Demise, Dark Bribe, and Mystic Mine with option, but Demise of course being the best one, and he activates another Prosperity, giving himself a lot of cards. Like, his hand is insane. Demise, 2 ways to protect it, and even MST for like a card like Chucha is pretty strong. He probably plays the MSTs against the Draco back or the Adventure Engine in general. So he just sets everything. There's no way we can play around that. He activates the Iron Wall, which like I'm fine with. I don't want to miss his Demise. So we just summon the Gigi, activate Lulu, add a Chucha, send the Kvinglong. Now he demises us, so we're like, okay, we can now Twin Twister him. But of course the Twin Twister gets met by his negates. And then I'm like, okay, he has less cards than I do. I could theoretically still take my time and play it out, but we cannot use Twin Twisters for the rest of the duel. We will always have a body on board, so Lightning Storm is off the grid, so we cannot banish, so we cannot get Chucha out. So we're probably, like 99% of the time, we are losing this. So I just admit defeat. Like, there's no reason for me to play this. So we go into the last one. We decided to go first, and here we did a little misplay, I think, but we are going to talk about it. So we start off, look at the hand, Twin Twister, Kvinglong, Enchantress, Lulu, and Italy. That's a pretty good hand. Versus Prosperity, MST, Demise, Imperial Iron Wall, and Dark Bribe. Of course, we start off the hand with an Enchantress, use it to search a Ride, of course. Ride, activate, summon the token. I think we decide to use the Adventure immediately. No, we used the Italy, summon the Neon. Get the Draco back. Yeah, we wanted. This is what the misplay. We were baited by Lulu on Kvinglong to get an extra body, but our monsters actually don't do a lot against this deck. Basically, everything we want to end on is Griffin plus the Chucha. And we missed our chance for Chucha by activating Lulu on a Kvinglong and adding a monster. That was a misplay on my part. I shouldn't have done that. Probably should have just sent the Kvinglong with the Adventure, and then use Lulu to add Kowloon, send Chucha, so we would have had everything. That's probably the correct play and the way you want to play this. But as long as we have Draco back Griffin and a Twin Twister, we are pretty fine. So we use the Lulu on the Kvinglong, adding ourselves a Gigi and sending a Chucha. This way we get a Crystal Wing alive, which is not half bad against his deck, but it also doesn't do a lot. Sending the Kvinglong for follow-up, of course. We go into a Coral Dragon, use Chucha on Gigi, get that going. We just get the card to draw here for our Twin Twister pitch. That's the Gigi, that's fine. We send the Twinnies. Tzolk'in activates, send a Crystal Wing, and we pass. We get the Gigi, we got the Kvinglong engraved. We could have had basically the same setup, I think. But we could have also had a Chucha. So that would have been pretty good. He draws a field barrier, which doesn't do a lot yet. He MSTs our set, which hurts. That's why we Draco back negated. Because Twin Twist is just like better against him. He probably thinks it's like a Chucha. It doesn't matter what he's, if it's a Twin Twist or a Chucha. It basically does the same thing against him anyways. He just knows it's of high value, because otherwise we wouldn't use our Draco back, our Griffin Rider for that. He prosperities for 6. He gets a Mystic Mine, Ruby, Judgment, Card of Demise, Judgment, Duality. He decided to go for a Duality here. And then he's probably gonna throw the Duality. Yes, throws out the Duality. He hits the Lava Golem, so that's pretty good. He can break our board with that. I don't know why he's not gonna do it here, because he sets 4. I don't get, like, he have normal, right? Why didn't he use the Lava Golem on these two? Hit the Draco back. Was it? Does he have a discard here or any? No. Oh, he probably doesn't want to have... No, I don't get it. I just don't get it. In end phase, we Twin Twister. We hit his Field Barrier and his Imperial Iron Wall. We decided to do that because we had a Draco back anyways for his mine, and we wanted to hit most of his back row, like everything we could, before he has the ability to use like Omni Negates, like Dark Bribe, Judgment, stuff like that. The Twin Twist, of course, goes to the graveyard. And now we are like, okay, we can just use Adventure to get our Omni Negate going, force something with that, and then we have Omni Negate and Draco back against 2 cards. We knew his last card in hand was a Lava Golem. So I don't know why he didn't use the Lava Golem. If he used the Lava Golem and got rid of our token, we could have actually been in danger here. Of course, we could have played it smart and just not attack him. Maybe that's the reason, because if he Lava Golems us, we will just go for, we will just attack him, not play any monsters, so we play around the demise of the land. Here we already have 7k on the field. We decide, okay, do we Draco back something here now? That's just very risky. We probably just want to bait it out with the summon. Send a Chucha here for the Lulu summon at a Lau Lau. He demises. And we're like, okay, is there really a punish for us using Griffin Rider here, or can we just Draco back the Mystic Mine? And as most of the counter traps, Dark Bribe included, need to negate activation, not actual effects. We are pretty safe here with our Draco back, so we just let it go through, and then we just Draco back bounce it, and we still have the Omni Negate against this set. And then he is crying about the Brave Engine while playing Mind Control. And then once the Brave Engine goes, he says he's gonna be back at 1.5k with the deck, which takes basically no skill to pilot, and it's just completely dependent on luck or your opponent misplaying. So yeah, that's it for the game. Just a quick replay. I wanted to guys show you what a nice matchup this deck can have against Brave Engine, and how you definitely want to switch up the game plan depending on the matches you play. As you can see in this last game, I definitely should have won for the Chucha, even though against basically every other deck, the play we did was correct, because it played way better into disruption the opponent has. We know we are up against Mystic Mine Burn, so we know there won't be hand traps. We know there will be Mystic Mine, so we just want to end on Chucha, Rider, and Draco back. And that's everything we need, and that's basically everything our extra deck is of value, at least turn 1. So yeah, always keep that in mind. Know what you are playing, and especially online, try not to like go in an autopilot mode, which I do a lot of times, where I just don't really take into the consideration what my opponents are playing. I'm more like in the autopilot mode, interacting with chat, just watching something on the back. You know what I mean. We are like that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Keep those things in mind. Don't be as dumb as I am. You guys are dismissed. Professor Sunreis is out. Class is out as well. Peace.